Ferguson. I'm the pastor of Bell Lane Baptist Church. Hannah's not with us today. He is out serving the community. He is at Chilton County High School band camp. He's been there the last couple of weeks. We're so thankful for him and all that he does for the community. We're thankful for this show. Thankful that he founded this show, that God laid this show on his heart. It just gives us a chance to talk to real people doing real ministry right here in the community. So we're so blessed today to have Miss Nikki Moat. I have the honor and privilege of interviewing her. We have been partners in crime and ministry for nearly 9 years. She still serves and has been there nearly 10 years now as the children's director for First Baptist Clanton. And really, we became more than just co-workers, but really family.
Right,
So we view each other as a brother and sister and kind of annoy each other as such. But so blessed to have her on the show. Speaking of family, she's married to Bryson Moat. They have 3 grown girls who are still pretty dependent on mama, but 3 grown girls, and Katie and Lizzie and Abby have 1 grandchild and another one be
On the
making
way.
an appearance soon.
That's right.
Well, good deal. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
Can you believe they let us do this radio show together?
I'm not sure that they knew what they were doing when they allowed us on here together.
They didn't. They didn't. Well, listen, I'm sure everybody knows who you are. They probably know you as Corey's little sister,
Yes,
but
that's
or
who
big
I am
sister.
now.
But
Or in the words of Dave Hayden, Corey's much older
that's
sister.
right.
Yes.
But tell us about yourself.
Well, I am from Chilton County, Alabama, Thorsby specifically. Corey and I grew up here in Thorsby, and grew up going to church at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church, if you know, just there in Lomax, right on the outskirts of Clanton. And our dad was the pastor there, our formative years. And so then went to school at the University of Montevallo. Tried to escape the family business of education. I was not going to go into education. I didn't want to have anything to do with children because everybody in my family was an education major. They even married education majors. So I got a business degree. And then I went to work for a CPA firm, and I was the accountant's accountant. I was the controller for Jackson Thornton, and just stayed as far away from that as I possibly could. And then, look, and now here I am in children's ministry. But we'll get to more of that in a little bit.
Yeah, well, tell us. Okay, so we know that you've been the children's director for almost 10 years.
Yes,
But before that, you've been at First Baptist as a member for years and years. So how'd you
Goodness.
get there?
Okay, all right, so that's a very easy answer. Weekday education is how we got there.
Wow.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely. Mary Mel Smith was the director of Weekday Ed at the time, and she had developed this beautiful program there for preschoolers.
Yeah.
And so Katie was 4 years old. Katie is our oldest daughter. She is married, and she has our grandson, Bryce. He is 1 year old. And so Katie went there as a 4-year-old, and we liked it, everything. And then she went on to kindergarten. Well, Lizzie is 3 years younger than Katie. And so we had a year off before Lizzie began preschool. Okay. And so then Lizzie went as a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. Now, Lizzie is married, and she is expecting baby Cami Ann in January.
Wow.
So, going to be a grandma of 2 soon. Yes.
There you go.
And then, of course, Abby went through Weekday Ed as well. Abby is the youngest of the Moat girls, and she is in school at Southern Union and lives in Auburn.
And probably not get married anytime soon,
no.
right?
She
Got
says,
a little break.
Please, I hope so. We've had a lot of activity in our personal lives these last 2 or 3 years with weddings and babies and just life. And so I need a breather for a minute.
Yeah.
So hopefully Abby's going to give me that. She's been my major helper here lately with cleaning and organizing and just getting my life back together. But anyway, when Abby was probably 4 years old, we felt the need to start looking for a new church home.
Okay.
And so we live in Thorsby, and we talked about which churches we wanted to visit up in that area. And so we visited a few, and I said, let's go to Clanton First Baptist,
wow.
because the girls have all gone to preschool there. And Ryson was like, yeah, we can, but I'm probably, not going to like it. And I said, okay.
Famous last words.
Famous. Oh, you never say never. You never say, I will not parent this way, or my kids won't do that, or I won't go to church there. Don't ever say that. Don't ever. So
man.
I really think it was him that after we visited that first time, he came back and he said, okay, that's where we're supposed to be.
Oh,
And I'm like,
wow.
really? I was not expecting that. Matt DeBoard was the pastor at the time, and just his preaching style and the congregation was just so very friendly and just really connected with us. And so that's how Weekday Ed got us there.
Wow.
So way to go, Mary Mel.
And you've been there ever since.
And we've been there ever since.
So your members there have been.
We were members there first, and we were there, oh gosh, probably, the girls had all gone through children's ministry. And let's see, and Caleb Jones was the children's
That's
minister
right.
at the time. And then he left, and we were without a children's minister for a while. Mary Mel had retired from weekday education, but Melinda White had become the weekday
right.
ed director. And we had all been praying for a better connection between weekday ed and the children's ministry at the church. You know, they've always been almost like two separate entities.
Yeah.
And so Melinda became the director for weekday, and then she became the children's director or the
That's
children's
right.
minister. And then she became deathly ill.
Yeah.
And it was just very traumatic for her family.
Oh, yeah.
And when
Really,
you-
for all of us.
for all
it
of
was
us.
so sudden.
it's very sudden. And when you think that God has put together this perfect plan, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is not what your intention was. So it was, that was difficult, and I think that we probably became even more prayerful during that time.
Yeah.
So I just thought, okay, God, if Melinda was not it, then am I the person that should be directing
Yeah.
children? So
And how did that come about? What got you to?
So I approached Brother Matt, and I said, I think I would like to do this.
Oh, awesome.
And he said, well, I thought that God was telling you to do this 2 years ago. And I said, oh, okay. Well, he was, and I wasn't listening as well.
Brother Matt was great at telling us things before we knew
Oh,
it.
absolutely, he was. Yeah, okay. Well, and we need to get to that when he told me it later on what he was telling me. He said, I think we can make that happen. And so I did it as a kind of a part-time thing, he expected me to do Sundays and Wednesdays. And I was teaching school at CCA at the time. I was teaching high school math because, you know, I tried to run from education, but then I wound up getting in
And how
there.
many years were you at CCA? A long time, right?
Was I there 8 years, maybe?
That's what I'm
7 or
thinking.
8 years?
That's
Yes.
what I thought.
Mhm. But it was high school math and it was numbers, and that's what I love doing. So now I'm going to work with children, and I'm teaching. So, okay, that's going to be good. But I have a habit of really throwing myself into anything that I do.
Yeah.
And so trying to part-time do this and full-time do that became a little difficult. But I did part-time for a few years. And then again, here comes Matt DeBoard. Well, COVID hit, and the schools all shut down,
That's right.
and I couldn't just go home and sit and do nothing. So you and I got very creative during that time. I mean,
VBS in a bag in 2020
drive
that
through
summer.
VBS,
Yeah.
we sure did. And all the videos that we made. You know, I ran across some of those on YouTube the other day.
Can't believe they're still on there.
Oh, they are. And our promo video, that was concrete and cranes.
Man,
And I think we were throwing a hammer or something like that.
right.
And we got Hunter and Landon and Brother Matt. Everybody was involved in
Passed
that
out
video.
a lot of Kona Ice that summer.
We sure did.
Just to see everybody.
Because we were going to be together.
That's
we're
right.
too social creatures to shelter at home and just sit there.
That's right.
So during COVID, I went in, and I worked in the office every day at the church just to provide things. Oh, goodness, what did we do? Easter eggs. Do you remember the Easter egg hunt that you did that year?
Yeah, sprayed them all down with Lysol and went
And just scattered
hit
them in
their
people's
yard.
yards. You've been egged, which, you know, I reinvented that idea this
You
year.
did great.
So I went back to teaching that fall, and then the spring comes around, and I think it was Easter Sunday morning. Was it Easter or Palm Sunday? I can't remember. And Brother Matt came walking through the children's area, and he said, I need to meet with you this
That's
week.
right.
Well, of course, that scared me to death, that Brother Matt
Yeah.
said, I need to meet with you. So I immediately called you and I said, okay, Brother Matt said he needs to meet. What did I do?
What did I do wrong?
What have I done wrong? But I went into his office and he said, I think the Lord's calling you to be here full time. And I said, well, I agree, but I want to get Lizzie through school, when she graduates from high school, and then come on board. And he said, I think his time is now. And I said, oh, okay. Well, let me go home and see if he's telling me the same thing he's telling you.
That's right. That's right.
And so, anyway, I went home and prayed about it, and yes, and I was not Jonah, and a whale didn't swallow me up. But in hindsight now, I look back and I think, okay, so what would have happened if I had taken that position as soon as Caleb had left? Had some more years invested into it. But I don't know. God's timing is perfect.
That's
and
right.
So
it's always perfect.
Here I am.
That's
Here I am.
right. Well, what is your heartbeat behind the children's ministry
Oh,
at FBC?
well, it's the families. We have the most fantastic families, and I don't mean just families of children. I should say members. Maybe that's what I should say instead of families. I don't know that there's ever been a need that I've not put out there and somebody has not stepped up and said, I can do that, or I want to do that. Or even last night, a parent texted me and said, hey, what do you need me to do on Wednesday nights? I don't have a place that I'm plugged into. Oh, well, okay, I'll tell you exactly where I need you on Wednesday nights.
Well, and I love that you changed it from parents to families in general, because so many people in the church who have no children, no grandchildren ministry still love and support it.
Right. I was going to say, come to our Vacation Bible School and you will see how many people are involved in that. And I don't have to necessarily ask for specific places. People really volunteer and they show up and they do their job and they're there for a reason and a purpose. And I appreciate that so much. They love the Lord, and so they want to serve in that passion.
Yeah, and not only they love the Lord, they love children. That's so great to have a church where they come behind you like, hey, we just love the next generation, the children. That's amazing.
Right. And they support things that the children do. It's like I've said, they serve in Vacation Bible School, but we do a children's musical every year, as you well know.
That's right.
We love to do our musical. And Chris's children have always been involved in that. And Evie Ferguson is graduating this year out of children's ministry, but she better come back and have a part in the musical. They really show up when the children do something.
They do.
Our musical this year, I think we probably had 400 people there to watch that because they love to see what the children are doing. And the message was just so incredible in that. So.
And like you said, too, at VBS, I've always been amazed the amount of workers. There's probably 100 or more workers
I would say
helping every year.
So this year, I ask around. You never know about people's age now. I don't like to give out my age, other than I do say I'm the old lady at kids camp. We ask around, and I think Mike Blankenship won the oldest worker award this year.
Wow.
I think Mike told me he was 83 or 84, and he was working at VBS. Yes.
Wow.
So,
and you also have, and shout out to Miss Margie, who's probably watching, but you have like Miss Margie, who I think has taught for 50 plus years
now you were
Sunday school.
Oh, yes. Well, that's our running joke. VBS hasn't been around as long as Margie Ward has.
Right.
Margie is older than Moses. That is our joke in the children's ministry.
Right.
That and we throw that into some of our skits sometimes.
That's right. But she's just an example of so many people.
That
make it go round.
She does not have children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren there, but yet she is invested in their lives. Now, she was one of my ones. You were supposed to ask me a question later about influential people in my life.
Oh, don't jump. I am.
Okay. Remember
we'll
to
bring her
circle
back
around
again.
to her. Yes, absolutely.
She'll get double shout out. I'm sure she'll love that.
She will. She will.
Well, good deal. Well, this time we'll take a break, but stay with us and come back in just a few moments. We'll be back and we'll hit the next segment of the show.
Okay, thanks.
Underage drinking is host parties for youth may think they are being protected, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Shelton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top-quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clinton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Rams Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment ready to job. From campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries and the only local based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Rams Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1985.
All right, and we're back here with Miss Nikki Moat again. I'm the guest host, Chris Ferguson. Don't worry, we won't be here next week. But we've had a great time so far. And you mentioned that you grew up at church, your dad being in ministry, and then we talked about influential people.
Right.
So we jumped ahead a little bit, but now that's the question. So
Right.
who's been the most influential people in your life as a child, as growing up, or invested in you?
Well, let's start out as a child. I would say definitely my parents as a child. And that's why I encourage parents in children's ministry. You are the chief disciplers of your children. You know, it starts with you. Don't just
Yeah.
think that, hey, I can drop them off at church and you're going to teach them everything
Yeah,
they need to know
that's
about
right,
God. No,
that's
I'm
right.
sorry. We can teach them a lot and we
Yeah.
can show them a lot, but
That's
you
right.
guys are with them way more than we are.
Yeah.
So my dad was the pastor at Mount Pleasant, and then he pastored at Lomax First Baptist.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, so I grew up in ministry. Again, that was not what I was going to do. And my mother always told me, she said she felt called to be a pastor's wife. And I do feel like pastors' wives should feel that way.
Calling
Yes, because ministry is not easy, and you have to have thick skin. Well, I knew I was not called to be a pastor's wife, and I knew Bryson Moat was not called to be a minister, and he'll be one of the first ones to tell you no, he is not
And
a
now
minister.
he's a pastor's wife.
right. So now he's the spouse.
That's right.
So anyway, Mom, she had the gift of hospitality. So I would like to say that I got some of the good things from both of them.
Yeah.
I don't have nearly the biblical knowledge that my dad had. Corey got every bit of that.
Yeah, he's sharp.
He is, yes, and that encyclopedia brain of his, yes, he retains so much. I just have like life lessons and examples to
Yeah.
go by. And I like to think that Mother's hospitality, maybe that's what helped me to welcome kids and families into our church,
Yeah.
because she was always hosting
love
something,
that.
always hosting. The Bible school director, and when I was growing up, we would get in the cars and decorate the cars and go through the neighborhoods and honk the horns.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's how old I am. I'm not as old as Margie Ward, but I am pretty old.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we talk about now, you talked about influential people in your life as a
Okay.
child, but even now and in your ministry, who's been
Oh, well,
influential?
okay. All right. So I as you know, am a relational person.
Yep.
So I don't mean to name drop here, but I
Sure.
will go ahead and tell
Yeah.
you. When I worked at CCA, my next door neighbor was Pat Webster.
Oh, wow.
And so I will say I hate to give him credit here, and I hope he's not listening, but he did give me a lot of really good
He's the
advice.
reason why I have to make sure to say children's director on the show. We don't want phone calls and texts from Pat Webster.
All Southern Baptist Church, you don't call a woman a
Yeah,
minister.
that's right.
Although Pat Webster has called me the children's minister from the pulpit at First Baptist
That's
on
right.
more than one occasion.
I'll
My
never
phone
forget
blows
that.
up in church. Did you hear Dr. Webster? He just called you a children's minister.
Oh, I love it.
That's, and a sense of humor. You always have to have a sense of
That's
humor.
right.
But he does. He has a lot of wisdom,
Hmm.
and you could say with age does come wisdom because you have all these experiences, and so he has been able to pass some of that along to me. Margie Ward, absolutely, Margie has a lot of wisdom because she's older than Methuselah. You know.
She's going to get
And
us for
she
this.
is perfectly fine with
That's
all
right.
of these jokes.
That's
Please
right.
don't send me any hate mail
Yeah,
about
that's right.
Margie Ward is not that old.
That's right.
I know she's not. She's okay with it. But her compassion and desire to love children
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. And so she has, and her sounding board for me, she's just been a
Yeah.
great supporter, prayer warrior. We've been through health issues together.
Yeah.
She has experienced some difficult health
right.
issues, and I have, and so we've been together through a lot of that. Now, my ministry and relational, I mean, Ferg, that's got to be you. I mean, dude,
How about that?
We
More
were
of that not to do.
well, that's off script,
Yeah,
so we
that's
can't
right,
discuss any
that's
of that stuff. How you are in students' lives,
Mm-hmm.
you probably taught me more of that than
Mm-hmm.
anyone else, and I greatly appreciate it. Going to the ball games, going
Yeah.
to the pep rallies, occasionally going to the birthday parties, going to a play. You know, even when they're no longer in your children's ministry, you still go and support them,
That's
whatever
right.
they're
That's
doing.
right.
So from that aspect, and I'll give Brother Matt credit for teaching me how to pray for families or being purposeful for praying for families
Yeah.
and calling them out by name. We just had a baby dedication on Mother's Day, and we had 9 babies dedicated. And I had a couple of members in our church say, I can't believe that you knew all 9 of those babies and their siblings and their moms and dads. Well, if I'm going to pray for them, I need to know
Yeah.
all of their names. And I remember Brother Matt used to get a list of the church every year, like church membership.
Yeah.
And it was so he could pray through those names. And
wow.
so I try. I'm probably not as good as he was. Of course, I'm never
Yeah.
as good as he was. To be purposeful with my prayer list and pray
Yeah.
for those families by name.
That's so good. And he was so great too. I learned a lot from him as well,
Mm-hmm.
just on behind the scenes, like never anything for show or for glory.
Absolutely.
Didn't have social media, but man, the way he prayed for people,
Yes.
ministered to people. Like I remember our kids getting tonsils out, and every time they got tonsils out at 3:30 in the morning, here's a text from Brother Matt. Hey, pray for
Wow.
you, pray for you.
Wow.
And he taught me a lot in that area too about praying and letting
Yes.
people know, hey, I'm praying for
Right,
you. I'm praying for
exactly,
you. Like I
exactly.
actually did it. And a lot of times he'd pray for you on the spot. He was one of those where he didn't want to say, well, I'm praying for you, never did. He'd stop right there in this office or in the hallway. We're going to pray right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, and Gary Miller, our associate pastor now, reminds me a lot of Brother Matt in that way. You know, I was about to have surgery last year, and I can't remember if Gary had been hired or he was about to be hired. And he said, my wife's driving. Do you mind if we, he was driving in his car and calling me.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
do you mind if we pray right now?
I love
And
that.
Yes, absolutely.
great.
Now, Jimmy Vesey is the one that taught me how to be organized.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to say necessarily taught me how to be, but the importance of organization. Yeah, he sure did. He said, you cannot be loosey-goosey and go in, especially in children's ministry, and just say, oh, okay, today we're going to play this game and we're going to read this Bible verse. No, you better be organized and prepared.
That's right.
And people will respect it and they'll gravitate to
Yeah.
it. And I think our Vacation Bible School is an example of
Oh,
that.
for sure.
I feel like that's multi-geared clock that all the gears have to be spinning at the right order for everything to go around. And so I hope Jimmy Veazey would be proud of us now.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Maybe we need to invite him to come back and teach. He's down there living it up on the beach, and so
That's right.
we need to recruit him to come back up
That's
here.
right. Well, you think about the people that have influenced you in your life as a child, even as an adult, and it's so crazy to think about, and at times really humbling when now people that are in your ministry, children in your ministry, dozens and dozens, not hundreds, well, then later when they're asked that question, they'll say, "Oh, Nikki Moat influenced my life. She had a hand in my life." And so, with that being said, with the many lives that you've touched and impacted, and the much fun you have in children's ministry, what are some of your favorite memory or two, or
Oh, my
appropriate
goodness.
stories that we can share on the radio? Because sometimes kids say the craziest things.
Kids say the darndest things. Yes, they do. I have learned for prayer request time in Sunday school. Whoo, my goodness, open mic time for the kids. Is well, my mom or daddy was saying this word that they should not say, and one time we had a little girl that prayed. She said, "You know what? Her parents were divorced, had been divorced for a long time." She said, "I want to pray that my mama just meets a good man. She needs a good man in her life." And her mom was standing outside the door going, "Do not pray for that.
That's funny.
Do not pray for that." And we've been through we've prayed for grandmas before, and probably a 2-minute prayer request for grandma, and then me say, and okay, is grandma in the hospital or is she at her house? "Oh no, ma'am, she died before I was born." So okay.
And the
So-
amount of animal prayer requests you get is probably high up there.
So I'm not even kidding you. So I start out by saying, okay, prayer requests for people that are alive and not for animals. So, I mean, I have to say it because we have prayed for dogs with ear infections, and yes, okay, they are important to us, but I would like to pray for people that are alive.
That's right.
Definitely for our living people.
What would you say is your most rewarding part of being a children's director? What's their most rewarding?
It's when a child accepts Christ as their Savior. That was a softball for us.
It was.
It was. And I can say, I've seen it in all different shapes, forms, and fashions. We had one little boy, and I don't think his mother would mind, J.V. Sullivan. I think J.V. got convicted one Sunday morning, and he got up out of his pew, and he went running down front, and his mom and dad didn't even know, they didn't have a clue that he was going. So Brooke was in children's church working.
I think I was preaching that day because I remember him coming down.
Yes. And so you see it like that. And then we had a young lady that accepted Christ this summer at kids camp. And I know good and well she has been praying, thinking about it over a year. I would really say probably over 2 years now, just afraid to make that little step, and she finally surrendered, and that's literally what it is. It's a surrender.
Yeah.
And so seeing all of that is fantastic.
Well, and given how relational you are, what's always been really neat to see is the amount of kids who want to say, because sometimes pastors could be intimidating. They don't mean to be intimidating, but they come across as, I got to go to the principal's office, the pastor's office.
A big man.
But but seeing the number of times families and children have showed up at your office to talk to Miss Nikki has just been amazing over the years.
And that's absolutely the most rewarding. I mean, hey, that's what we're here for.
That's right.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah,
So-
well, and you'd love to think that everything about ministry is just awesome and great, but ministry does have its challenges. So what has been some of the hardest challenges you've had to overcome in your ministry?
Oh, goodness. I knew you were going to ask that, and I really didn't come prepared for that one. Just the different backgrounds of children and knowing what this looks like for this child and this looks like for that child. And we all assume everybody is like us.
Yep.
And everybody is not like us. So keeping myself mindful of that, they're used to doing things in this way, and I grew up doing it a different way, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's a good point because, and not even just, you got also kids who come from divorce homes
Absolutely.
or children who have come from fostering, have been adopted
Yes,
in all
yes.
kind of backgrounds, not just some public schools, some private schools, some homeschool. So
yes.
there's all different kind of backgrounds
Lots of facets
that
to
you
all
have
of
to
that.
minister to that keeps you on
Yes.
your toes. Sometimes you have to be mindful even now of can't take a group picture of everybody because what if they can't be in a picture?
Exactly.
And so you have to get creative
Yes,
sometimes.
you
Think
should.
through.
You do. You really do. Can I live stream with that child on the stage
Yeah.
or not? This child may be adopted. Or
Yep.
do they have a relationship with their biological
Mm-hmm.
family? Is that a bad situation? Do they not have a relationship with their biological family? Do they call the adoptive mom or the guardian? Do they call her mom or do they call her a different name?
Yeah.
Yes, being mindful of all of that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we mentioned that obviously ministry can be challenging. Well, how do you stay encouraged? So on those hard days of ministry, when it can be hard, exhausting, how do you stay encouraged?
Oh, it's absolutely the kids.
I love that answer.
It's absolutely their joy and their smiles and their hugs. And you know me, I'm a hug person, and so I'm going to take the hugs all day
That's
long.
right.
It's them and their energy. Oh my goodness, their energy level. Now, see, that's probably why Margie has stayed as old as she is, because she teaches preschoolers and they have all this energy and she sucks it out of them and puts it in herself.
They keep you young.
Yes,
Keep
they
you
do.
young.
They keep you young. And so that's what they're doing for me. Like kids camp is absolutely exhausting. Contrary to what Joe Mims says, it is not a week-long vacation.
That's right.
Where somebody else prepares your meals for you. Yes, it is away from the house for 4 nights, and yes, somebody else does prepare your meals, but it is not the same. You are on duty 24/7 at
That's
kids
right.
camp, and you are exhausted, but the joy. I mean,
Yes.
now this year they messed up, didn't they?
They
They put
did.
us in cabins right across the road from each other.
Not only that, but in kids camp this year, they divided everybody up, and who walked away with the counselor of the year?
right.
Who won the
Woo!
counselor's
That's right.
challenge,
Kids
right?
Camp
Yeah,
Challenge. Counselor
those
challenge,
young
that's
bucks
right.
couldn't hang with you,
You
could
know,
they?
I think they should give me the cup and let me come put it up at the church.
I
Don't you
agree.
think so?
I
I
agree.
think I should carry it around with me a
That's
little bit.
right. That's right. Well, this time we're going to take a break, but stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a moment with our next segment.
Okay.
Traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clayton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today and explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th. See us over at KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clinton Tractor today or visit ClintonTractor.com.
Need care for
Well, we are back with the next segment of Faith on the Ground. Again, I'm with Miss Nikki Moat. We've had a great time so far. If you're just joining us, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you listen and view in. If you're going to watch it later, that would be great too. But you stay on the go in ministry.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
you're full-time in ministry, full-time job. Do you have a husband? You have 3 girls who, even though they're grown, still depend on mama.
Yes,
You got
yes.
a grandbaby, another one on the way. So how do you balance between family and work?
My family would probably tell me I don't do a good job of balancing. They'd be like,
That's
"You're
why I
not-"
asked you, not them.
right. I would say I do a decent job.
Yeah.
Cell phones have probably let our work invade our personal lives too much.
I agree.
We are fully available all the time. I was just discussing that with Connor Lane this
Yeah.
morning. He was on vacation last week and was just talking about the number of phone calls and all that he got. And I said, I completely get it that people, if they can text or call your cell phone, then they do, and they don't know.
No,
So-
and when you're as relational as me and you are,
Yes.
it's like the pressure, not from them, but us. Like, I need to respond. I need to take this. I need
Absolutely.
to, and it's hard to shut that down
It
and
is.
say no, not right now.
And if it's somebody, especially that's going to send you a prayer request,
Yep.
okay, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation this week and I cannot pray for you. I mean, you
Yeah.
cannot, you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
say that to anybody.
That's right. That's right.
So you have to be available for some things.
Yeah.
So I am trying now. You know that my job at FBC kind of morphed into doing two different jobs.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
when Miss Sharon Willis had to retire very unexpectedly,
Mm-hmm.
I picked up her financial side because, again, remember, I am a degreed accountant.
That's
because
right.
that's what I was going to do. I was not going to be in education, and I was not going to have anything to do with children. So remember Jonah over here. I was
Yeah.
running away from that.
Now you're doing both.
So I have been doing the finances for First Baptist
Yep.
for the last 2 years, and just recently.
2 years? Yeah, I thought it was longer than that.
It feels a lot longer than that.
does,
Well,
doesn't
it's
it?
about 2.5. It's almost 3 years
Okay,
now.
so say it feels a lot longer.
Yes, yes. So I have decided to put that aside and hand that over to someone else. You know, let's
Okay.
find someone else that's qualified to do that.
Yeah.
And let them do that job, and then I can just focus on children's ministry.
Yeah.
And now, hopefully, that will create a little bit better balance in my life. Hopefully.
Maybe, but you know, there's no such thing as part time, right? When in
No,
ministry,
there's not.
it's full
There's not.
time. It's on
Yes.
the go.
Yes.
Well, what's something you got coming up in children's ministry at FBC that you're fired up about, or maybe it's something y'all do every year that keeps you encouraged and
Sure.
fired up? What?
Well, so the fall, this year we took a break in July from Wednesday nights.
Okay.
And we typically take Sunday night breaks in June and July. Our children's choir and our preschool choir runs like the school year does, August to May.
That's right.
And when school is out, we do not have Sunday night preschool or children's choir. RSGA's Mission Friends runs the school year also, but then it extends into June as well. We did not do that. We do not have Wednesday night services in the month of July. First of all, 4th of July falls in
Sure.
there. We're gone to kids camp.
That's right.
So I think we really technically missed 2 Wednesday
Well, and
nights.
you're coming off of vacation Bible school, so the
Yes.
gym could be, decorated,
gym-
covered.
It
It'd
did,
be a
and
lot.
our floors in the CLC needed to be refinished, and so lots of good things. So we're starting back August the 12th for RSGA's and Mission Friends,
Awesome.
and because the whole church is going on the same time schedule this year. You know, back
Yeah.
in the days, we were not. Everything started at different times and ended at different times
That's
on
right.
Wednesday nights. Well, we are legit going to start at 6 and we are going to end at 7:30. So that's an extended amount of time for RSGA's and Mission Friends, but I think we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we've got some more people involved in that because that's 30 minutes of extra time.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have to add some things in there.
Because if you don't have structure, kids will run around
Oh,
like feral,
absolutely.
feral
Listen, children,
animals.
they will take over. Yes, it'll turn into children of the corn.
That's
and
right,
they will,
that's
yes,
right.
absolutely.
That's right.
But one of our favorite things that our RAs and GAs do is they go visit the elderly in our church. And I used to
that.
say we visited shut-ins, and we did, but we've discovered it's not just the shut-ins that can't get out that we need to go see. We need to go see those other senior adults that maybe they can come to Sunday morning service, but then they may not get out any other time during the week.
Yeah.
And so Our GAs are very good about writing cards to those shut-ins and sending them. And
And y'all have sang Christmas carols to them.
oh, we have.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's awesome.
absolutely. We've done Christmas carols. We've taken soup. One of our mothers last year, shout out to Autumn McCarley for being on top of this and baking chocolate chip cookies and
I
sending
love
that
that.
with the kids to take. And so, and it's very good for me too. Two of the people that we went and visited in the spring are no longer with us. They've gone on to be with the Lord.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm so glad that we stopped to
Yeah.
think about them, to go visit them, because we don't have that opportunity now. So
that's
we
good.
still have the relationships with those surviving spouses, and they're doing very well. But I'm very glad that we went and we visited with them.
Yeah, that's good. Well, what's a dream or maybe multiple dreams that you have for First Baptist, the children's ministry there, that you would love to see become a reality?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Just that it grows and that more of us are needed. Teresa Richards does a fantastic job in our weekday education
Absolutely.
program.
Shout out to Teresa.
Yes. Wow. How. If we would give her the whole first floor of the building, I think she could fill it up with classrooms, and she would have that many children enrolled there. And I've learned that's the starting ground. You know, those kids are coming to us because their parents want them to come to us. So let's want their parents to bring them back on Sunday and Wednesday. Lots of unreached families there. You know, even though they say they go to church, they may not be plugged into a church. Well, let's get them plugged into First Baptist. You know, your child, your 3-year-old is already comfortable coming here and being dropped off. So bring them in on Sunday morning and let's drop them off on Sunday morning. So to just strengthen that connection and really make that be a funnel into our church preschool ministry, because that's separate from weekday education.
Yeah.
And then funnel that on into children's ministry, and then funnel that on into our youth ministry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, you're seeing like yourself and Michelle Jeremiah, but you're seeing more and more women be children's directors and,
yes.
and leading and over children's ministry. What would
Yes.
you say? You even see young ladies and girls feeling God leading them into children's ministry.
Right.
So what would you say to someone who feels like God's leading them to?
Oh, wow. Then listen. Don't be like me and kind of run away, you know. And I didn't run far.
No,
you know, I
you
just
didn't.
stayed on the outskirts, just on the edge a little bit. Listen to God's calling on your heart and talk to people. Most definitely
Yeah.
talk. If I didn't have the relationship with you, I don't know that I could have survived those
Yeah.
first few years, because you had a lot of wisdom there.
I don't know about that.
You'd done a lot of stuff, and we
Yeah.
did a lot of stuff together. But just to figure out how to have those relationships with,
Yeah, but that's good advice, because, you know, when I first got to First Baptist, Clayton, first time in full-time ministry, first time in really dealing with as a youth pastor, and Brother Matt went on sabbatical
Yeah, right.
a
He
week
left
after
you
I
high
got
and
there.
dry.
So, but Jimmy Vesey, we mentioned him before, but he had so much experience, even though he was music and education at the time.
Right.
He had been a youth pastor for years and years. So I got to pick his brain a lot, use his mind, use him a lot to get advice, and really those first year or two, and that helped me tremendously. So I love that advice of, hey, surround yourself by people who may have done that before, been there,
Right.
that you can kind of pick their brain, because that's very helpful.
well, and to remember that your life is a testimony.
Yeah.
You know, I've watched parents live a very godly life until their children got a little bit older, got out of high school, got out of college or whatever, and then maybe some things came into their lives that were not godly, and it was very disappointing to their kids. Wait a minute, I thought you were this holy and godly person, and you have let me down. And, you know, we had a conversation with somebody at camp. You can't put your faith in man. You have to put your
No.
faith in God.
Amen.
And just, you need to keep that to yourself. Hold yourself accountable,
Yeah.
and always remember that your life is a testimony.
Yeah. Well, how can we be praying for you, for your ministry? What are some ways we can
Wow.
do that?
Well, let's see. Just that I stay focused on the children and listening to God and how He is leading me. You know, that was another Brother Matt thing.
Yeah.
Just because you think that you're going to get XYZ done today does not mean that that's where God intends for you to
That's
go
right.
today. He may have a plan that you go over there and you minister to this family instead of sitting here behind your desk and doing all this paperwork. So if you would just pray that I continue to listen to God and
Yeah.
how He's leading me, and in my time, because like I say, I'm no longer going to do the finances at the church.
Yeah.
We're going to be solely focused on children's ministry.
I love
So-
that. I love that. And you've done such a good job of staying faithful to the Lord, staying your testimony of all you've been through cancer and
Woo,
different things.
goodness, yeah.
And you
This
have
time last year
stayed
looked a little
faithful.
different, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I was preparing for surgery last year,
Yeah.
and so, but God's faithful, got me through all of that, and then socked me with another one with that gallbladder surgery.
That's right. you have been through it, but you
Right.
stayed faithful. We appreciate
I visited almost all the hospitals in the Jefferson Shelby County
That's
area. I
right.
can tell you which ones are the good ones.
Yeah, and you have
They're
heard
all
BMO's tractor fund the process.
Oh, yeah, right.
With the medical bills, but we appreciate so much your time,
Great.
your
Thank you for having
faithfulness,
me on
and
here. I
hopefully
appreciate
you'll
it so
hopefully
much.
you'll be in here 10 years from now, be 20 years as
Oh,
the
wouldn't that
children's.
be great?
That's
Wouldn't
right.
that be great? Yes.
Well, thank you so much. We
Okay.
appreciate it, and tune in next week. I'm not sure who's going to be on the show just yet, but we'll be back. So thanks for putting up with me today, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.